What does it mean to this team, to you as a West Virginia native, to get down to a different part of the state and see a part of the fan base that probably doesn't get a chance to come up here too often?
Well, it was great. We were able to do that last year in the finals of the NIT, and we had a great crowd. So hopefully we have another great crowd. Marshall has a lot of West Virginia players on their team, so they'll have a good crowd too. So hopefully, between our fans and Marshall fans, it'll be a great crowd.
What does this rivalry mean to you? I mean, it's 10 straight wins for you guys.
Well, yeah. They are in the state, so it is a rivalry. But we've won since I've been here. We've won 14 out of 15. Yeah. So it's hard to make your players understand that they're going to come out and play hard. This is a big game, probably the biggest game on their schedule for them, and it's an in-state game. So our young players don't understand it, but they will once they get down there.
Is there even more of a premium on that, considering the success they have had early in the season? This might not be identical to some of the Marshall teams you've faced in the last couple of years.
Yeah, every team's different.
Yeah.
Our team's different. Their team's different. They're 6-0, and they're playing with a lot of confidence. So I'm sure they'll come out and go at us. And they could be 0-6, and they'll come out and go at us because it's the Marshall-West Virginia game. So it would not be a difference.
I know, obviously, you've played a couple of games since then, but you talked prior to going out to Spokane just about the rude awakening that this team would get. What did you take from that, and how have you seen them learn from when things don't go well and they have to really battle back and don't always get the results?
Well, I think the little things that I talk about in practice and the drills we do, they understand it carries over to a game. And they were able to see that against USC and Gonzaga. And we lost those games because of a lack of execution, rebounding. So I think once they start trusting what I'm telling them, and this is what we got to get better at, and I think they're doing that right now, and we are getting better in some areas we needed a lot of work in.
Well, clearly, the defense is something that with young players, it's tough to get them to realize how important it is until they have to actually go through it. But how have you seen them respond when you those teaching points?
Well, it's funny, in the beginning, boy, we run like heck to go down and get a shot. But when it's going the other way, we seem to not run real fast. So, the young players have to understand that. It's not always about offense. I always have said your defense goes on the road and you're rebounding. That's always should be there, whether you're playing at home or on the road. Your shot may not always fall. And younger players will understand if you don't play defense, you come out of the game. It's not about scoring points, it's about playing defense and moving the ball and getting good shots.
About scoring points, though, you guys have scored in the 90s 3 times so far this season, twice in the mid-90s. Did you see the potential for that kind of sheer scoring output?
Well, I think some of the teams we played, we were getting layups. I mean, it's easy to make layups, and that's what I've always have said. It's a lot easier to make layups than three-point shots. So if we get out in the passing lanes and we play great defense and we rebound, we get a lot more layups at the other end. And then you shoot a high percentage, and then your scoring margin goes up. So it's all about defense. It's all about getting out and running on both sides of the ball.
I know you have these sort of expectations of her, but to see Bria on that top 50 for the Naismith Award, I know it's early in the season, still plenty of basketball to be played, but what does that mean for her, especially now as a senior?
Well, it's great. Well deserving. She's been a great player ever since she's been here. She worked extremely hard this summer, and I think she's shooting the basketball better, shooting at the foul line better, and making people around her better. So those are the steps we wanted her to take, and right now she's right on course.
So I'm a little late to the party, but tomorrow, what are you trying to see out of your team? Are you still looking for your youth to step up?
Sure, we play a lot of them, so they got to step up. I mean, if we weren't playing them, they had time to do what they need to do to mature and get where they need to be. But because there's so many young players are in the rotation, we need them to continue to step up, and they're starting to get it. They're starting to get it, and we have Alexis Brewer will not play tomorrow because she got hit in the head in practice and going through concussion stuff. So she will be out tomorrow in our game.
With those young players, I would think it's sort of a blessing and a curse. I mean, they're forced to step up their game because you need them to have an actual role for you. But I'm sure as a head coach, it can be aggravating to see them going through the growing pains when it actually counts. What has that dynamic been like to sort of balance, the fact that, hey, you're going to get your chance, try to make the most of it?
Well, absolutely. A lot of freshmen, they come in, they get in the game, you're up 20, down 20, or they get in for a couple minutes, first half, second half. Well, we need these freshmen to play a lot of minutes. because of that, they got to learn stuff quickly. And, you know, it's frustrating to them also. You know, they're not given the opportunity to learn at a slower pace. And we need it at a fast pace, you know, and you all know how I am. I don't have a lot of patience anyway, so they've got to learn at a real fast pace for me. And they're starting to get it. And what I've said all along, they're great young ladies. They practice hard and they have great attitudes. Because of that, they'll continue to get better.